We've got to go to our guest on this subject, and then we'll take your calls coming up in the next segment. He'll be with us a little bit in the next hour. Sheriff Richard Mack is the guy that, again, with your support in the Second Amendment, shot down the Brady bill. He, of course, is the prototype of the Patriot sheriff like Clark up in Milwaukee. He's gotten hundreds of sheriffs to join him, and the Homeland Security tried to demonize him. It failed. More sheriffs joined. Author, speaker, and former Sheriff Richard Mack served in a wide variety of roles over the course of nearly 25-year career in law enforcement. He began in Provo, Utah. He started as a parking enforcement cadet and was soon promoted to corporal, sergeant, detective. In '88, Mack returned to Graham County, Arizona, was elected sheriff, where he served until '97. He's a graduate of the FBI National Academy. In '94, Mack was the first sheriff of the United States to challenge the unconstitutionality of the Brady bill and ultimately won a landmark decision in the United States Supreme Court. He was named Elected Official of the Year by the Arizona-New Mexico Coalition of Counties, inducted in the NRA Hall of Fame, received a '95 Cicero Award, Samuel Adams Leadership Award, Gunners of America Defender of Second Amendment Award. He is also the Speaker's Bureau of Law Enforcement Agents Against Prohibition. He's written several books on state sovereignty and civil rights. His recent books includes The County Sheriff, America's Last Hope, and The Magic of Gun Control. He is the founder of CSPOA, and we'll tell you all about that coming up at the bottom of the hour, because this is how we're going to try to take the country back. But he's the type of true lawman, peace officer that we need, the real deal. And he's having great effect out there because of you supporting him and spreading the word. And Sheriff Mack, you've heard some of these soldiers calling in with these chilling stories of the incremental preparation for military takeover in America. That's what this giant drill is. We have it from the inside. Not just their own documents, this Jade Helm. It'll have some other ops that are for overseas that the media will be shown. You've been speaking out against this forever with the late, great Jack McLamb and others. What overall can we do? Because we see Obama power grabbing. We see more power grabbing we saw the previous 10 years. What do you think's really going on, Sheriff Richard Mack?
Well, Alex, so first, I want to thank you for having me back on. And I want to tell everybody, I did have some serious health problems, a major heart attack just 10 weeks ago. And I want to thank the good Lord for the second chance. And more than ever, with heartfelt sincerity, I'm really grateful to be here.
Absolutely. I didn't want to get into your private stuff, but since you raised it, thank you for coming on, and just thank God that you're alive, because we really need you. But maybe you should need to stop working 18 hours a day at this point.
Yeah, my wife keeps saying the same thing, Alex, so thank you for backing her up on that. But no, we are in perilous times. The Constitution's hanging by a thread. America is being destroyed from within. We're paying for our own destruction. The military is being used against us, no question about it. And the militarization of our law enforcement throughout America is also very concerning. But there is a solution, and that's what we do at CSPOA. And I definitely want to let all your listeners know that there is something we can do in a peaceful manner to restore freedom to America. And we have the evidence, as you alluded to, Alex. We have hundreds of sheriffs already on board with what we're doing. Many of them have taken courageous stands, like Sheriff Finch in Florida, and you mentioned probably the consummate sheriff in America right now, David A. Clark Jr. from Milwaukee, and he, in 2013, appeared at our CSPOA convention. He was named the Constitutional Sheriff of the Year, and there's others. Even a chief of police in Detroit is encouraging gun ownership by his constituents.
The head of Interpol said armed citizens worldwide against mass shooters. What's going on? That's Interpol.
Yeah, it is. That's unheard of. And a lot of this is unprecedented. No question about it.
And that's because there are good police and sheriffs who want freedom. And that's why we shouldn't just have a mindless fight with the police. We, the citizens, have to give them support to be constitutional and fight the globalist takeover.
Right. That's exactly correct. And it's not going to happen without citizens getting involved. And so the invitation to everyone listening to your program is get involved. Go to cspoa.org. It's on your screen, and it'll be on InfoWars. But look, there is something we can do. There is a solution. And I hate to say this because it sounds like Obama-ish. There is hope. that we can take America back. And I can show you evidence after evidence.
I know. Let's talk about that evidence, but also talk about the power grab. Give folks the acronym of what CSPOA stands for.
Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association.
And everybody should be part of that and support it. We'll be right back.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Attention Alex Jones listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to Alex Jones unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-562-5136. Try it now to listen to Alex Jones 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-562-5136. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear Alex Jones untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-562-5136.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his 2-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex.
The Clean and Green sale continues at Guns80.com. My buddy Mark is rolling in clover since Guns80.com announced its Clean and Green sale. He used his leprechaun-like magical powers to get Guns80.com to offer us a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Now, for a limited time, when you order an AR-15 rifle kit, Guns80.com will toss in a cleaning kit and a tactical bipod pistol grip free, all for the low, low price of $449.95. Go to Guns80.com or call 8442-GUNS80.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. Silverlungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
We've got the founder and head of CSPOA.com on. Very successful initiative he launched, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And it's become really a thorn in the side of the establishment Sheriff Richard Mack. I want to go to Frank, Bob, and Tom in this short segment. In the next segment, we're going to talk about the tyranny, the real threats and ways to counter it, the IRS, these announcements that they say call the police on someone if they withdraw their own money from the bank. That was mainstream news yesterday. I mean, the tyranny is accelerating. We're going to talk about that with Sheriff Richard Mack. I want to go to Bob here in just a moment, but briefly, why is the tyranny moving so quick in your view? Is it because the globalists know people are waking up, or because there's not enough opposition and they want to go ahead and just cinch things up?
I think it's not enough opposition yet. I think they have become so complacent in their tyrannical efforts. They don't care what we know. They don't care what we do. They know that they can get away with anything. Certainly the national media has been allowing them to get away with anything. And there's no obstructions from Congress. The Republicans that just got elected in landslides in November have done nothing about it. They haven't kept their word.
Wouldn't even ban partial birth abortion. They had all the votes, wouldn't do any of it.
No, they won't stop anything. And they voted to fund all of Obama's programs. And it's just absurd that Washington, D.C., on both sides of the aisle is so corrupt.
That's it. We're in deep trouble, folks. We're not being alarmist here. Hopefully by ringing the alarm, we can get something going here. Bob in Alabama just got out of the military, wants to talk about this Jade Helm, now expanded to 2 other states. So what's your take on it, sir?
Hey, Alex. Thanks for taking my call. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
Combat veteran from Kosovo, Afghanistan, Iraq, to a lesser extent Libya. I didn't actually get shot at in Libya, one of the few places, but I did a lot of running around in North Africa, Northeast Asia, and South China Seas. A couple of things I'd like to talk about. The sheriff had mentioned militarization of the police. Absolutely. You know, I mean, how many police forces need an MRAP? Doesn't make any sense to me. But one of the things that you touched on, I think it was a couple of days ago you had talked about it, and I think it bears repeating. It's normalization, okay? So what is the new normal? Well, when you have guys that are soldiers that are walking around, and they're in 10 different states, and they're conducting whatever it is they're doing. They're supposedly they're doing training. What they're doing is they're doing normalization. So that becomes the new normal. So when you got soldiers and Marines and all the rest of these folks walking around day to day in your community, you're like, oh, that's normal. That's perfectly fine. And it's slow rolling. It's a insidious creep of tyranny, because there's no good reason for them to actually be doing what they're doing because, excuse me.
Well, then you hear the other callers. I mean, I have news articles over the years showing it, but you hear the callers where they've got military in plain clothes running operations with the police all over the place. It's totally illegal, and they're just doing it.
Yeah, well, that's because we lost posse comitatus. In addition, with the National Defense Authorization Act of 2006, which usurped the ability of the governors to actually use their own National Guard forces as an example. But posse comitatus is a perfect example. We did not want to conduct militarization with the military on our domestic soil to deal with law enforcement tactics. I mean, it's beyond what the Founding Fathers ever thought could ever go. I mean, the Founding Fathers, if they knew what were going on right now, they'd probably be rolling in their graves, because this is completely and totally unacceptable. You know, this is going to become the new normal now, that we're going to go ahead and insert the United States military to go ahead and potentially fight the American people, or work in assisting the police.
Sure. Well, I mean, back when they were getting rid of posse comitatus 20 years ago, incrementally, they said, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, it's not happening. Now they just admit it's happening. They have wellness checks that are really gun confiscations. We saw what happened in Katrina. Thank you, Bob. We'll go to Tom and Frank at the start of the next segment and then get into all this stuff with our guest who joins us, Sheriff Richard Mack. But why do you think they're accelerating the conditioning of the military on the streets, Sheriff?
You know, that the speculation there makes the mind run wild, because nothing can be good about that. The last caller was absolutely correct. I mean, this administration and others, Bush administration also, have completely gutted and destroyed the Posse Comitatus Act. They violate the law routinely and then try to make us think it's all normal, just like he said. But why they would be doing this here, I'm sure that they're going to pretend that they need to do this to prevent attacks from international terrorists or domestic terrorists. But the biggest problem with that is Obama's in secret meetings with Iran to make sure that they get nuclear weaponry, and then he makes sure that the door is open for them to come into our country through the southern border.
Sure,
Yeah,
exactly. We need what's
Okay.
constitutional is to have the joint forces on the border, not worrying about taking out Sheriff Richard Mack and Alex Jones and Ron Paul. And we're in their memos, we're in their manuals. We've shown. I mean, we are listed, folks. I mean, they sit there. We're in the deck of cards. We'll be back.
We're on the march.